Hey, good morning. This is Diary of a Coach, episode 236. Episode 236. It's a warm Saturday morning, and it's a long day for me. I'm looking forward to it with pomp and pageantry and a lot of energy. This morning, the episode is titled Walk to Scale Up. Walk towards scaling up. This is for everyone, especially those who are in business and personal development. Today's episode is a challenge, an encouragement to you to increase your capacity. Some people have been at the same thing, in the same place, doing the same thing for 7 years. Some for 3 years, some for 1 year. You have been doing the same thing the same way, in the same method, for all these years. That may not be good for you. Sometimes I found that the fear of increasing our capacity has a way of bottling us into a frame. Some of us are afraid of taking the plunge. Some of us are afraid of taking risks. And because we are afraid of taking risks, we are not able to maximize the capacities that we can become. Let me tell you, by design, you are not supposed to be the same every 3 years. By design, many things can happen in 1 year, and many more things can happen in 3 years. And by the design of your life, you should be able to reinvent yourself every 3 years. You should be able to expand your capacity maximum of every 3 years. You should be able to minimum, if you want, or maximum actually. You should be able to reinvent yourself in the work you're doing. So I have proteges whom I've been pressing and pushing and encouraging and inspiring to do bigger things. And sometimes you hear them say, but sir, if I try to increase, I'm afraid that will I be able to sustain it? Well, the point is that based on where you are now, you have sustained a plateau. You started, you ascended, and you plateaued. Now, when you plateau, you will find that you are doing the same thing. You are the same frequency, the same set of customers, the same set of business, the same set of services, the same approach to service, the same methodology, the same, everything the same. No, that is not good for you. It does not even task your brain to do some things. You need to be able to bite a bigger portion of your meat and scale up to a bigger place of playing. It's very important. So, if for instance you have always been a social media business person, you should be able to create a new skill where you go offline and create an offline structure. When you create an offline structure, then you begin to go into another dimension of customer and clientele. So instead of focusing on only social media clients, you can actually scale up and begin to focus on open clients offline. And when you go to that, you can now enter the corporate section. And when you enter the corporate, maybe private corporate, over time you now enter the public service. That is how to scale. That is how to move from place to place to place to place. And what that means is for you to be able to enter the private corporate, there are some new skills you should acquire. Some of you are fantastic talkers on Facebook. You speak eloquently on Facebook. You're very good with Facebook videos. But when you're giving a crowd, you're giving an open crowd, let's say an open event, a workshop, a seminar, a conference, you would fidget a bit because now you're facing the people real time. Then over time, you grow capacity to face the people in an open crowd, which is massive and large. Then you now have an opportunity for a private corporate training. That's a different audience on its own. How you address a corporate set of people is different from how you approach and communicate to an open class of people in a hall. And it's different from how we communicate online, on Facebook and Instagram. They are completely different set of skills. And then you now have the public service. How do you relate with public service, civil servants in a training? These are different sets of skills that require different sets of thinking and different sets of approach and different sets of methodologies. But if you don't explore these skills, how do you know that you are growing? Because some of you think that because I am good on Facebook, because I'm fantastic on Instagram, I do live videos every day, then I'm super good. I can talk to anybody anywhere in the world. It's not true. In fact, let me shock you. How you speak to public service is different from how you speak to excellencies. Because when you are now invited to speak to excellencies, you realize that you have a different set of protocols to apply. If you were to be hosted by commissioners of a state, secretary to government of the federation, state secretary to the state government, excellencies like executive governors and deputies, permanent secretaries, is a different ball game altogether. I want you to make up your mind to scale up. I want you to make up your mind to scale up. I have had the privilege of speaking online, speaking to open classes, speaking to public service, speaking to private sector. I've spoken to almost every category. I've spoken to international partners. So I have had the privilege, I've spoken in different foreign platforms. So I've had the privilege of testing the different platforms to see that it is not the same methodology that applies. And you need to learn these things. So give yourself room to grow. Some of you are anti-training. You just read on Google and dish out. You read on Google and dish out. You read on Google and dish out. And you refuse to allow yourself go through a methodology of training. You don't want to sit under anyone. You don't want to rejig your content. You're teaching the same content year in, year out, year in, year out. It is not functional. There is a lot that has happened with trends. There's a lot that has happened with innovation. There's a lot that has happened with shifting of messages. Do you know that even, for instance, in the mental health first aid group, we're having a conversation recently, and some of the methodologies we trained in, we found that new research has moved, and then we were discussing the shift in the research in the group. What that does is now we know better that what we were teaching 3 years, 2 years, 1 year ago, new research has shifted the information. But if you don't come on that training, how do you get these things? So some of you pay for training and abscond. Some of you don't even want to go for any training. Some of you don't want to take instructions. Some of you don't want to go under mentoring. Some of you don't want to hire someone that is superior to you, that can educate you and teach you rudiments. Some of you just feel like you know everything and everything you know is correct. That in itself is a dysfunctional mindset. So I want you to charge yourself. As we enter 2020, make up your mind that, you know what, I'm going to be open to learning. For instance, in SUBCA right now, we have raised investments for training in 2020. We are investing heavily in training. I'm going for foreign trainings first quarter of the year. My team have been scheduled to attend trainings at different times in 2020. We are investing in capacity development and building in 2020 because we want to be better and bigger. There is this no advert that says bigger is better. Yes, we want to be bigger and better. And I need you to charge yourself too. You need to be able to confront your fears and say, I will try it. It's better I try it and fail than not try at all. Last 2 years, we tried to raise money to scale up our digital operations. It failed. We raised over about, I think we raised between up to about 11 million, thereabout, plus or minus. Everything did not work well. Everything failed. It hurt to my bones. We are still repaying the loans. But guess what? We are raising money now again. We're getting selected people to buy into our shares. Or not open, selected people, and they're investing. Why did I not run away after the last time that we collected money and it failed? Why am I going back again? Because you have to keep being resilient. You must face your fears. You must confront your phobias. You must challenge yourself. You must insist and persist as you do things, because the more you persist, the more you grow teeth, the more resilient you are, the more capacity you have to do better. You need to be able to grow to a point where you can hire professionals in your business. You can hire people that can do the job irrespective of their fee, because you know you have the capacity to pay their fee. You should be able to hire people that can scale up your business and blow it beyond where you could ever take it. And then you can sit back and say, I own a conglomerate that is working. You must task yourself not to be lazy. You must task yourself to be a reader. You must read books. You must attend trainings. You must open your mind to learning. You must ask yourself, how do I challenge what I think I already know? You must be willing to make compromises for what is better than what you know. You must be ready to release what you know that is not correct and acquire what you should know that is correct. You should be humble enough to acknowledge where you are wrong and adopt what is right. You must be able to cut back and say, yes, I was wrong, and now I'm understanding a different perspective. This is how to scale up. You must be ready to unlearn so that you can relearn. You must be ready to sit under people that know better than you, even if you are older than them, because age has always been just a figure. Many things do not function because of age. Many more things function because of wisdom, exposure, and diligence. A younger person may be more diligent than you and knows better. So it means that you should sit under that person to learn and grab things that can help you. The younger generation may be smarter than we who are more hardworking. And so the wisdom in this is to know that you can become smarter too by relying on them. In BSG, this is what we call reverse mentoring. So I'm challenging you this morning, as I challenge myself too. Let us scale up. Let us do better than we're doing. Scaling up can be in numbers, can be in commitment, can be in understanding, can be in scope, can be in anything. But by all means, as you enter 2020, challenge yourself to do better and be better. And if you know that you want to really grow, please hire a coach that is close to you. Hire a coach that is close to you. When I say these things on my channels, on Diary, people think that I want them to come and talk to me. So they come to my DM, Coach, you said we should hire a coach, so I want to send you a message. Can you be my coach? No, I'm not marketing myself for you. In 2020, I cannot coach any of you because I have my hands full already. In 2020, for the first time in my career, I'm doing the fewest number of clients because my table is full already. So when I say hire a coach, I'm not saying hire me, because I really cannot do it. I have my work cut out for me. But find someone that is available, affordable, and can understand your culture, and then by all means grow. I always say this: make sure you get the value for your money. Demand the value for the money you pay every single time. So when you pay someone for coaching or pay someone for service, make sure you get the best possible bargain and result for the money you have paid. And that is what I want you to do. When you hire a coach, make sure that that person delivers what you want. Otherwise, press them to deliver it, because you deserve to be served. Thank you for watching Diary of a Coach. This is episode 236. I love you guys. And today is officially the last day of November. Today is also officially the last day of the week of finishing well. So as we enter a new month and a new week, I wish you the very best of this day. And I pray that December eclipses everything you have achieved this year. Everything you think you have achieved this year, December will prove to you that it's a month of finishing well. And this year will be a crown on your head. And God himself will show himself faithful on your behalf. Thank you for watching Diary of a Coach. Yesterday I announced a Pay Your Age Friday. Pay Your Age Friday. I want to extend that benefit until half day. So if you want to get anything from me, please go through my timeline. Read the post on Pay Your Age Friday. What does it mean? You go to my website, butwhatdoiknow.ng. Butwhatdoiknow.ng. Anything you find on that website that is digital, any digital product, I will give you for a tiny token. What's the tiny token? You will name your age. So let's say your age is 35. You will add 1 in front of 35 and 0 behind 35. That's the amount you will pay for every item you pick. For each item, you will pay the same amount across board. And it's open until 12 o'clock today. So if you've not taken advantage of it, maybe you did not see the post, maybe you did not know, I want to give you the privilege of Pay Your Age Friday up until midday today. So go on butwhatdoiknow.ng, get the list of the things you want, pay the multiples of your age, add 1 in front and 0 behind, pay the multiples for the number of items that you want. The account details is on my Facebook page on the post that talks about Pay Your Age, and then you can get it. Send the details to our WhatsApp number and you'll be given the materials you paid for. Okay guys, I wish you a beautiful Saturday and God bless you. Bye.